Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this 2017 BMW M4 Convertible. So today's review is taking place at Martin Riley Motors, situated in Carroll Road in County Sligo. For all contact information in regards to this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car. I'll explain how all the features work, also start up, look at the engine, go over the performance data and take a look around the exterior. So we'll go ahead and power on the M4 and we'll start with the outside of the car. So it has frameless windows which drop down as soon as you pull the door handle. And because it's raining a bit today, we're actually going to leave the windows up. So you got the engine start stop button located just down here. So we'll go ahead and power on the hazards, as well as the headlights and rear fog lamp. So this car is finished here in Austin Yellow Metallic, and it comes with the automatic bike xenon projector headlamps with the LED angel eyes, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that this is indeed an M4. First off, this car has a lot of M badges on it. You also got the very sporty and aggressively designed front bumper, and also over a standard 4 Series, the bonnet even looks more aggressive, has much more bulges and lines in it. It really sets itself apart from a standard 4 Series. This car comes with the 19-inch M double spoke alloy wheels. It has cross-drilled 4-wheel ventilated steel disc brakes with blue brake calipers. You can also have the M4 with optional carbon ceramic disc brakes, in which case you'll get yellow brake calipers, very similar to the exterior colour on this car actually. It also has a double ball joint front suspension with a multi-link rear suspension with a limited slip differential. Now, one feature that this car has is something called active sound, which passes an amplification of the engine's natural sound into the cabin through the speakers. Now, because of the terrible weather today, I'm most likely not going to get a chance to demonstrate the convertible top, but it's a metal folding roof and it folds in 3 pieces, so 1, 2 and 3, and they fold neatly into the boot. And coming around to the rear, you've got, of course, the signature M4 badge as well as the quad exhaust tips. Now I have the car idling here in Sport Plus mode. You also got your rear sensors as well as your reversing camera. So let's go ahead and check out the boot space. Now in the standard 4 Series Coupe, it's very good and very useful. But because the convertible in this car folds right into the boot, it's probably not so good, as you can tell, even with the roof up. Nevertheless, it does measure in at 370 litres altogether. But as you can see, you've got extremely limited space. Now, I'm not sure if this piece here is removable or not, but if it is, it will certainly free up a lot more room. But as you can see, there really isn't a whole pile of space back here. So you'll probably be using the back seats of the car as additional storage. Now normally at this point I'll set the camera up outside the car and just show myself sitting in the back talking about the rear space, but because of the weather we're just going to skip over that and do it the old fashioned way. Okay, so if I just pull the seat back, you can also use this button on the side here to slide it forwards and backwards and it will stop. So legroom is fairly decent, not too bad at all, quite good for a 2-seater, and the headroom is pretty good as well. It's quite spacious. Comfy enough, you can be fine back here in a relatively long journey anyway. Certainly not a cramped car compared to other cars in this class. You also got rear storage down here, as well as 2 cup holders. And you also got ventilation and a power outlet below that, as well as map pockets in the back of each front seat. But certainly there's more room back here than I was expecting. But let's go ahead and hop inside. So inside, the M4 has full electric front seats with 2-person memory settings for the driver's side, and the M badging continues in here as well. And it has the full Sacher orange leather interior. And you also got all your electric window controls. Now these 2 buttons here roll down these rear quarter windows, and then this button here rolls down all 4 windows. And you also got your power folding mirrors. And this car also has the Harman Kardon sound system. So we'll turn off the rear fog light. Put the lights back into automatic and turn off the indicators. Okay, so this M4 is a brand new car, so it's only got 25 kilometers on the clock. So this car has the 3-spoke leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel with electric power assist. Very nice firm feedback, and of course it has the very chunky, nicely designed steering wheel with the signature M-colored stitching and very thick 10 and 2 notches. And of course you got the M on the gauges as well. So as I said earlier, there's certainly a lot of M badges scattered throughout the whole car. But the best thing about it is inside it's just like a normal 4 or 3 Series. It's very simple, everything's very familiar and easy to use. A couple of special touches specifically for the M car. For example, on the steering wheel, it's multifunction as normal. Now you got cruise control on the left, but on this side here, you can set the car up how you wish. So you can have it set to 2 different modes. For example, if you want your car to be set up for comfort modes, you could have that set as memory 1. But if you want your car to be set up into full sport mode, you could have it set to memory 2. And then whenever it takes your fancy, you can hit M1 if you just want to drive around comfortably. Or if you're going to a track or you're on fun back roads, you can hit M2 to firm everything up. But it's completely customizable. There's actually controls down here for the engine, suspension and steering, and you can adjust between efficient, sport and sport plus, but I'll go through them in a few minutes. And then after that you've got all your media controls, and this car also has nice paddle shifters as well, and it also has the automatic high beam assist, which is this bottom button here. So located down here you got 3 buttons. This one is for the lane departure assist, this is your front end collision warning, and this is your lane changing assist. So I actually have with me the options list for this particular M4, so let's actually just take a little look at it right here. So this car has the advanced parking package with the reversing camera and park assist, which is the front and rear sensors. We also have the active security package, which includes lane departure warning, dynamic safety and driving assistance. So that'll be them 3 buttons I was just showing you. Convertible comfort package, so heated steering wheel, wind deflector and the air collar. The air collar, by the way, is these vents here in the front seats. So if you're driving with the roof down and feels a little cold, you can activate the air collars by using these buttons here. And there's 3 heatings for them, or 3 heat settings for them. And basically it just blows nice warm air into your neck as you're driving along if it's feeling a bit chilly with the roof down. Where was I? Okay, so this car also has the 7-speed DCT automatic transmission, which I'll go through in a few minutes. We also got adaptive headlights, speedometer with kilometer readout, or is it without kilometer readout? I can't remember what the little / means sometimes, but as you can see we do have a kilometer readout on this, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. And we also got the BMW heads-up display, the high beam assist, as well as the loudspeaker sound system, Harman and Kardon, and the speed limit display. So the heads-up display and the speed limit display all show up here, as you can see. So we're just going to go through the features of the car anyway, as normal. So let's take a look at the iDrive system. Very nice system, I've used it before, I'm very familiar with it. You got your main wheel down here, your main shortcut controls located around it. And as you can see, we can just simply navigate through it. So if we go into media, you can go through all your different radio stations, AM and FM, digital audio, auxiliary, USB, CD, Bluetooth audio when you have your phone connected. And if we actually just crank up the volume, we'll see what the Harman and Kardon system's like. Sounds pretty good. Very nice sharp quality from it. And let's see if we go over to the navigation. So let's take a look at the map display. So it's pretty nice, very good quality, very nice graphics. And if we go back and let's see, we go to enter new destination and address input. So there's 3 ways you can do this. You can say the address to the voice command system. And if we go into street, you can type in the letters yourself, or you can actually write them in yourself using the little pad here. So for example, if we want to go to Donegal, I can just scroll in a capital D as my first letter.
D.
O.
O. N. E.
And then it just predicts it for you as well over here. So we just go back out of that. So we got a few other things here. So you got the connected drive. So you can actually get the weather forecast on this. And I was actually demonstrating this with the new 5 Series. You got it there, and if I go back, it should give me a rainfall radar. Yep, there we go. Probably going to take a moment for that to load up, but basically it shows a map of the country and it shows where all the rainfall is at any given time. It's probably going to show a lot of rainfall for Sligo. Probably just going to load up any second now. Usually takes a moment. Yep, there we go. And sure enough, I am right in the middle of all the rain. Typical luck for me, I guess. What other things you got in here? My vehicle. So M-Drive 1 and M-Drive 2. So these are the buttons I was showing you earlier on. And if I just go into M-Drive 1, you can set up the traction control, the engine, the chassis, the steering, how aggressive you want the transmission, and heads-up display. So plenty of customization there. And you also got different driver profiles, vehicle status, and many other features besides. But basically the iDrive system is very simple to use, especially these newer ones. And then located below that, you got your CD player and your preset stations, as well as your dual zone climate control with a very nice LCD display, as well as 3-stage heated front seats. You also got a USB located down there, as well as a storage compartment with a 12-volt power outlet and 2 cup holders. So this car has also been fitted with the optional 7-speed DCT transmission. Now DCT of course stands for dual clutch transmission, and I'm told that alongside Porsche's PDK, this is one of the best 7-speed automatic transmissions out there at the moment. So it's meant to be very smooth and very quick when it comes to shifting gears. And as you can see, it's laid out differently to a standard automatic. So at the moment it's in neutral. I'll go over to the right here for drive, and you can change gears manually. So you pull down to shift up and you push up to shift down, so it's kind of backwards. And over to the left for neutral, and then left and up for reverse. And as you can see, the backup camera and guidance signs come on. So one feature I want to talk about now is the launch control system. Now launch control allows you to launch the car from a standstill as fast as possible, but usually with minimal wheel spin. So you find it nearly every supercar these days and other cars like the Nissan GTR. Now before you launch the car, you need to make sure that the engine is well warmed up and that the car has been well driven. As a matter of fact, it's not recommended you launch the car while it's still in its run-in period. So wait until your car is well past 1,000 miles before you even consider doing this, because it can of course cause stress and damage to the gearbox over time. So you need to be very careful when you decide to launch your car. But I'm going to go through the procedure anyway. So first thing, you can only actually do it if you have the DCT transmission. So you have a 6-speed manual gearbox, you can't do it. So you got your traction control button located here. So you hold it all the way down until it's powered off. And then the next thing you want to do is put the car into sequential shifting mode. And then you use this button down here to adjust the aggressiveness of the gear changes. So you put it into level 3. And what you do then is you have your left foot on the brake, and then you put your right foot on the accelerator, and you bury the throttle into the ground. And you can adjust the revs using this button here for the cruise control. Now if you want to do a perfect launch with minimal wheel spin, it's recommended you keep the revs below 3,000 RPM. And if you want the wheels to spin up and have an aggressive burnout, anything over 3,000 RPM should do that just fine. I'll just go out of the launch control procedure now, turn the traction back on and put the gearbox back into neutral. And then when you launch off, the car will either accelerate very quickly and will have minimal wheel spin, or the wheels will spin up depending on how you have the revs set up. So as I said, it's recommended you keep it below 3,000 RPM if you're doing something like a drag race. And also it depends on the tires and the road surface as well. So for example, if I was to launch this car today, even at below 3,000 RPM, I'd probably still spin up the wheels. And then down here you got these 3 main buttons I was mentioning earlier. So for example, the top one here is the engine, so Efficient, Sport and Sport Plus. If I actually just do a little sound example in Efficient mode, it's much quieter and smoother. And then if you go into Sport mode, it's a bit more of a snarl off it. And then the Sport Plus, it's even more aggressive sounding. I'll just put it back into Efficient mode. And then you got the suspension, again Efficient, Sport and Sport Plus, and steering. Now one recommendation I have, and most people who own an M3 or an M4 will recommend this as well, if you're going to be lapping the car around a track and you just want to have absolute fun and hang the ass out, the one recommendation is you put everything into Sport Plus mode except the steering. It's recommended you keep the steering in Efficient mode, because when the steering, if I actually just demonstrate this, is in Sport Plus, it feels very heavy and artificial, and it just doesn't doesn't feel that nice when you're trying to drift the car. So if you keep everything else in Sport Plus and keep the steering in comfort mode, it's very light and much more manageable when you're sliding the car. It's a lot more fun. So that's just a little top tip for anybody who's buying an M3 or an M4. If you're going to lap this car, everything in Sport Plus mode except the steering. I think you'll find it's much nicer to slide the car that way. And you also got this nice leather armrest as well. And it opens up and you have a docking station for your phone, as well as auxiliary and USB. But not really much in the way of storage. So the overall interior of this car is pretty nice. It's got very comfortable seats, very nice to sit in. And everything really is just very familiar, very typical 3 Series / 4 Series in here. Very easy to use, but of course you got all the signature M4 / M3 controls, like the steering wheel, as well as the signature coloured stitching. So to release the bonnet, just pull the handle twice. The engine is a 3-litre twin-turbo straight 6. It puts out 424 brake horsepower with a top speed that's limited to 155 miles per hour. With the limiter removed, it's estimated this car can do over 166 miles per hour. It also puts out 406 foot-pounds of torque with a 0 to 60 time of 4.1 seconds with this DCT transmission. With the 6-speed manual gearbox, it will do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. It also returns about 32 miles to the gallon. It also has 2 mono-scroll turbochargers with boost peaking at 18.1 psi. Okay, so we're just going to finish up the review now. So overall, I think the M4 and the M3 are absolutely brilliant cars, and by reviewing the M4, I think I've kind of reviewed the M3 as well, because as I said, they are the exact same car, just one has 2 doors and the other has 4. Now, on a personal level, not a huge fan of the color combo on this car. I really don't like Austin Yellow Metallic in general. It's just not my kind of color, if I'm honest. I really don't like it. I actually don't mind the Sakura orange interior. I can actually deal with that. I think it's actually quite nice, but I think it would look nicer if the exterior color was also in Sakura orange, or really actually any other color other than Austin Yellow. But in saying that, the car itself is brilliant. Everything is nice and simple and easy to use. It's just like a normal BMW in here. It's got a great sounding 3-litre twin turbo straight 6. It's just a pretty awesome car overall. So we'll go ahead and just power it down. Certainly a very aggressive styling. I really do like the way it looks. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed this full net review of the 2017 BMW M4. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe, and please stay tuned. Plenty more videos to come. Thanks for watching everyone.